Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been away a little bit, but I've had a bit of a summer break. I've changed jobs. I've bought a new mountain bike, which is amazing, and I've changed jobs back. So it's been a bit wacky, but I consciously took a bit of a break from me watchmaking. It was getting a bit much. I had watches piling up, and it's quite a long affair to for me to get a watch up and running, and also do the videoing and the editing. So I took a little break and feel a lot better for it. And this is a watch which has been done over the summer. I haven't stopped, but I took a lot of time out. And this is a Seiko 6309, which is it's an earlier version of the 7000s that I've been doing. But I was told by a professional watchmaker, he really likes me. He says very good movement. Apparently, got very good balance wheel in it, and it gives you a bit more stability. But I'll take his word for it. So this is my go at a 6009. I believe I've done one before. I've sold that one on, but it does go together okay. Very little difference, but it's difference enough for me. It's not something you know. So I've used. A guy who I follow, my retro watches, a guy called Mike. He's a bit of a Seiko holic, and he does one or two of these. So I followed him. So big hugs and thank yous to that. So I got this off my source, eBay. I don't pay a lot of money for them. My budget's around £30 to £50. And what I'm finding here, a little disappointing, that dial is a 7009, and that does cause me a few issues later on. And this is where I have most of my issues now. I build the watch up okay, getting the damn thing into the case. It's not as straightforward as you think. For me, it's been difficult, and I think I know why now. We'll get back to that in a bit. So as you can see, the dial's in. It's a good-looking watch. Those silver hands get changed. I'm not a purist. I'm not really bothered about stuff like that. Not with my range of watches, and you'll see at the end they suit it a lot better. The new hands, they're gold. But yeah, I just want to just get a little bit better and better before I start going on to the more expensive ones. But Seiko's are perfect for it and for doing what I'm doing. But if you look this video and go back, which I did actually a few evenings ago, and I do think I'm a bit hard on myself in some occasions because I've noticed my tweezer work and the way I handle the goods is getting a lot easier and a lot better now. But we'll see. You tell me what you think. This dial, I say it's for a different watch, and the location lugs at the back are different. So this person who fitted this dial, he cut them off and he glued it on, and this is what I'm doing now. This is where I have a problem. There's a plastic ring, the movement ring, what your movement sits in, and because my watch is I mean, this is 72, so it's getting on a bit, 50 odd years. The plastic perishes, and then I'm buggered. I can't get the right one. That like the beige plastic ring. Uh, and I thought that all the Seikos would be the same or very, very similar, and it's caused me problems in the past where I get the watch running great, put it in the case, put the hands on, and it causes a bit of pressure, and the watch stops, or the date doesn't turn. So I've got to find a good source where I can get the parts from. The newer models, the 7S and so on, I can get the ones from China, but the older ones I can't. You can see that balance wheel there. Look, you see it is slightly different. Didn't give me any problems. Put it in. Uh, Took the jewels off, oiled it. Absolutely fine. What a guy. So anyway, so that's where I have realised that I need to pay a little bit more attention on that end. I sort of took it for granted that they just pop in, and you don't take things for granted. This is a silly thing to do. But this one comes out okay. As I say, it's in two halves really. There's the taking down and putting back of the going train. That went well. I got fantastic figures off it. I'm really pleased about that, which I have lost by the way because over the months I did a couple of repairs and little tweaks to the ones I've got, and they just got lost in all of it. I didn't have much time, so. But anyway, but this one go together okay. It's not that different. The balance is different. It's a different design. It's still essentially it's the same. The winding mechanism, the self-winding mechanism, is slightly different. It's the same in principle with the racking pawls, but it's just sort of underneath the plate. It sort of fits on a bridge, and the plate goes, and this bridge goes over the top, which you'll see shortly. But I just wanted to get this one together just to revisit it all and get me back into it, because as I say in Game of Thrones, winter is coming, and these long winter evenings, this is going to help keep me sane. Plus, I had missed it, and I've come back to it with a different head, and this watch went together beautiful. I really did. I really enjoyed doing it. Got a bit frustrated with that dial, because that's when not only minor problems, but that's when it just caused me problems I shouldn't need. So I am a bit more careful when I select a watch off eBay to see if everything matches up. The dial's got a number on what movement it is right at the bottom. I've got a 6309 in my next project, which I bought. I really got that. I got that very cheap, £28, I believe. And I've got that. I'll show it you. That's the next project. Well, nearly. And that's running really well. It's low amplitude, but it's running really well. So it may not need much. But anyway, I digress. So you can see here, just getting everything, all the bits out, getting ready to put it back in. This was probably around April, May time. It's now August. So I had a big layoff, and I'm always a bit nervous when you have a layoff, especially because I've not done watch work. I've done bits and bobs, but it's very easy to I won't say lose the parts. I'd say misplace them or think, where the hell did I put them? And but this one was okay. Once I got back into it, I sat down and just put some music on and got stuck in. So it's going back together now. The arrangement's the same. It's same as Seiko or Rolex, whatever. The wheel arrangement is slightly different, but fundamentally it is the same. It's the mainspring barrel, which is the first wheel, second, third, and fourth, and so on. So that doesn't change. It's just a little bits how they do it. The oil, I'm putting a tiny. In my head, I'm not putting enough oil in, but I've been told my friend the watchmaker, if you can see the oil, you've put too much in. And I have to say, this is my third watch where I've been very conservative on the oil, and it's the third time I've got good figures, and they're still running, so I've had no issues with them after. So maybe he's right, and maybe it's not unknown. Maybe I'm wrong. There's always a first. But anyway, it does look in good condition. It's very clean under this magnification, and it don't look, because I don't think it looks as clean as it were. It comes out I knew what cleaning fluid. I've got that nailed now. A bit of a pre-wash as always, but it is quite a clean movement. It's quite a shiny movement. You can see the wear on the barrel, and I did look at that. I have got a spare, but I don't know. I thought I cleaned it all up, and I don't think it'd be detrimental. There's no end shake. You do check the end shake on the barrel. It's a known wearing point, because you've got a lot of torque relative if in a watch at that point, and it's not unusual to have eccentric holes. But I've never noticed one on one of my Seikos yet, but I've seen them. You can get a modification for it, which you put a jewel in there, which I'd love to do. That might be a project I'll do in the future, but you need a little bit of kit to convert it. But it looks straightforward, but we'll see. So I get this side going again. I said this was a few months ago. The balance wheel went in fine, and the numbers were good. Say, I do apologise, but I have lost them. I've got tons and tons of videos. Well, my plan is, when this is finished and published on YouTube, I'm just going to clean the whole computer up. I have got an external hard drive with it all on, but it's just packed full of all sorts of watches. Mainly, well, I say mainly they're all Seiko, but there's 700s or the 7S. So I'm going to delete all them. It makes it a bit easier for next time when I have a bit of a delay. But yeah, but no, it was not nice to get back on it. Actually, I do love this bit, the mechanical bit, taking it apart. Everyone loves that because it's easy and you're seeing all improvements what you can make. Putting it back this side, I enjoy. It's seldom I have a problem now. It's very seldom. I can tell just when you're turning things with your tweezers, when you're putting it back together, you get a feel if it's binding, if it's free. So that's these are all the positives of. I keep saying watchmaking. I know it's not watchmaking, watch repairing, but it's terminology. What's easy. You can see there it's all gone back. The top plate went on again. Okay, I can remember the first time I did one of them. I thought it was good just to get all the wheels in and running. I thought I'd achieve something there. Actually, that's I don't know. I've been doing wristwatches over a year now, just over a year. But you know, I've noticed, you know, I mean, I've got some good tweezers now. They're from Cousins and they're titanium, so they're not magnetic. And I'm reasonably happy with my tweezer work because I used to watch, you know, there goes like the guys of like retro watches and wristwatch survival and vintage watch services and what they can do with the tweezers is it's amazing. It's made for a watchmaker. Whereas I was a bit clumsy and the screws was flying off and stuff like that. But I'm getting a good fit. I'm happy with that side. I just need to stop treating all Seikos as the same. They're not. The movement may be the same number, but the dials are different. And I know now I put different. I struggle getting it in the case, and that's where I am. I need to find a supplier of the old dial movements. I did see one advertised, but it was expensive, 20, 15, £20. And I was like, bloody hell. Because inevitably, you know, my watches are old, so they perish. They're not in good condition. This one was, and if the dial would have been right, it would have been a no-brainer. I'd just clip the ring on, clip the dial on, job done. Because I didn't want to glue it on because it was glued on. I mean, the glue had made a mess, and I didn't fancy doing it. And because you can't get the height right, I did find it was pressing down on the day wheel and causing a bit of drag. I got it nailed, but a bit frustrating. I have got a tool where I can put new feet on, little pins on, but I don't know how to line it up because once you glue them on the face, on the dial, they've got to be perfectly lined or your dial won't sit right. So I'm just working on that one. But yeah, it's all goes together pretty much as it should. Sorry, I think I really regret losing the figures and putting the balance wheel on because it went as you know. If you'd have seen it, you wouldn't have known it was me. It just dropped on, started running, and then when I look back at my other videos, I could be I wouldn't say hours, but a long time trying to get the balance wheel in, pulling it out, trying to put it in, and of course they're so easily damaged, as I've got a pot full of them. But anyway, so Seiko 6009, short run. I believe approximately from late 60s to early 70s, only a few years. There were in a few, I won't say famous watches, but notable watches. Very apparently very good movement, and this does now I've sorted that dial out. It does keep bloody good time. The winding mechanism, I can't tell you how efficient it is because I put it a watch winder and it stays wound. So, but it's not a problem. Certainly easy to assemble, clean. This what I'm doing now. The keyless works different. So did keep using the Mike's video as a reference on building up the keyless works because it's slightly different. You don't push them in to change the day. You actually turn it one way for day, turn it the other way for date. And there's some tiny little complex little So here I go now. I'm doing up the dial side, obviously. This is the keyless works. It's all, well, they're all a similar principle, but some are quite complex. Let's say I've only done one of these before, so I did have to keep referring back to video or my video when I took it down. It's just familiarity, but they're all they're much of a muchness. Apart from when I get to the date wheel adjust, this had some quite complex things in. There were like small pieces with two little pinions on, which were riveted on. You couldn't get them off. You'll see that later. But I say it's just familiarity. I wanna crack on with these now. The 6309s and see what I get. What I'm also doing on here is I'm being very careful where I grease it. I use a blue synthetic grease, Mobius, and I'm just putting a little less on because with grease it stays there forever, and any dust or any particles, any sort of I've seen dust in a lot of my watches, or dust or grit, and I know what it is now. It's the plastic. It's these plastic dial rings I keep going on about. They degrade and they break up into just sort of dust, and you get inside your watch and they'll stick on the grease. So I'm just putting just little spots on. I'm trying to just target the wear areas, and we'll see how we go. The two I've done, two or three I've done recently, are okay, but it would anyway because they're not that old. So but we'll see. We'll see. I just think it's better practice. You notice the watch is running while I'm doing this, so it's all going okay. Never had a problem with this one, and it's just, I say, building it up. And at this point, I can remember that. I think I was a bit unsure. Thought I'd gone wrong a bit there. Also, there's the screws as well on this one. Any parts where I'm a bit unsure of, they're a bit critical. The screw length. I popped them back in the hole, and they went through the cleaning machine with that. So the plastic wheel I put on there, they're all part of the date adjust. They rotate. Well, it rotates once every 24 hours and hits your date wheel and knocks it over. You'll see when I put the disc in, it's got that sawtooth all on the inside. It is quite simple, but I do wonder why you've got two parts. There's a part what sort of slips on the top, and I think it must be something to do when you wind it backwards. It's not recommended on any date watch. You wind it backwards through midnight. And especially on a old lady like this, you definitely don't want to do it. So I think it's part of that, but I'm not sure. Oh, but this bit I quite enjoyed because that's the part I was talking about. I think so. Anyway, I can't see it from here. When I narrate these, it's only a small screen. It's only about sort of 50 mil square, so I can't see the detail like what you can do when you play the video back. I don't know how to do that. If you know how, let me know. This is Capcom, by the way, CapCut, not Capcom. I thought that sounded a bit NASA. This is CapCut. So if you know that, have a go. My next video is going to be a series of photographs, no video at all. But I've got to sort of learn that one. But that's quite a special project I've done. The result of that is fantastic. But enough of that one. Just focus on trying to get this bloody thing in. As always, it's on double speed. Most of it's double speed. Still mucking about with camera angles. I can't get it in. I mean, I see it back of my head. I've had to edit quite a lot of this out where you just saw the back of my head. because as I said earlier, I lost a lot of the twin camera footage, but I'm looking at buying a third. So I'm trying to work out the best angle or the best mount, because I think when you keep swapping perspectives on it, it apparently keeps the viewer a little bit more interested. Right, they'll say focus to it, and when you watch it on all, even professional video, even films, they do that a lot. But when you realise the work what goes into it, just like if I went and fetched a screwdriver now, on some videos, he'll go across his workshop, pick a screwdriver up, select it out, bring or his tool or whatever. But in real life, that's like 2 hours work. Uh, uh, it's quite a long process, really. But anyway, uh, I'm getting on with that. Okay, I don't know it yet, but I'm gonna bump into my problem with this watch. When I put the plastic disc on the dial ring, and I try and get the dial on, that's where this watch comes apart, and it's really disappointing because this is running beautiful. I've told you the numbers are great. You know, take the Pepsi challenge with anybody up with the numbers what this is running at this moment. But by the time I put the dial on the hands, it's running fine. But when I get to the date crossover, the date changes, but the day, because it's the date wheel, you'll see that's a center one. It causes drag and it stops as it passes through the sort of about 12:30, because the day changes about 12:30, 1:30. So it's a little bit annoying, but I'm not quite sure how to fix it. I may just put some new dial feet on the old dial, but you're mucking around with glue, and you don't want to be doing that around a dial. I certainly don't anyway. But anyway, we'll see. But so this has all gone really well. If I remember it, on one part of this, I had the video on my screen on my desk in front of me. I just kept pausing it and just looking, and it just flew together. And it was a bit, I think it was one of these jobs what I kept putting off. And that's why it took so long through most of the summer. I thought, well, I'll get around to it one day. And like all them sort of jobs, once you tackle them, once you sort of focus on it, piece of cake. I don't know why I'm bothered about it, really. Oh, I wish I could see that part I'm putting in there. I can't see. I can see my tweezers and a little shiny bit, but I might try and. I can't. I was thinking, it's a lot easier for me to talk as I'm doing it, but when you come to editing, obviously you can't, because you cut some out and it breaks up. So you can see they've got the date ring on there. Putting the day one on. This is where I had some trouble. I say that when I clip it down in the middle, the date was changing perfect. When I put the dial on and the hands on, I must have pressed it down a bit. My little very very tiny thin washers, shims, dial shims. That's the baby. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the bit of the watch what's giving me a bit of grief. I did struggle. You had to pull a little jumper clip back and slap it into the teeth so it locks at the right moment, so your day is always parallel in your window. And it gave me a bit of a grief. I don't know if that's connected. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the watch is. I'm thinking about making it out worse than it is. I mean, it's still running. It's running okay. It's just I think it was yesterday morning. It had stopped then, but I don't know. Maybe it could be the winding mechanism. Maybe it's on my watch winder, but it's a very gentle one. It does 2 minutes, stops for 6 or something like that, and it's non-adjustable. It might have just paid off to get a good charge before a full wind before I put it in. But anyway, I digress. So that's it. The dial is in. Let's see what we're doing here. I'm just going to oil them stones up there, and that's the winding mechanism. On the other watches you've seen, that is on top what you've seen, but there, no, it's like a little bridge what you build up. There's only 3-4 parts in it, but the magic fingers, the racking pulls, they were quite pitted and I won't call them rusty, but a bit corroded on the ends. So I took them off and cleaned them and straightened all the crap off, all the crud. And, but it again, one of the things where I wasn't sure I should go back, but once you get the racking pull that way, club to the left, that's how I remembered it. It's fine. It's fine. We shall. Oh, I just thought of something. Maybe the winder's not working because that club's not right way round. Interesting. Let's have a look at that. There's the back of my head. I thought I'd edited them all that here, but I was snoop through. But anyway, here we go. That's it. New crystal. That was only a few quid, about a fiver. And it just snapped right in. I put the gold hands on, and they suit it 10 times better from the silver ones I had at the beginning. They do look like they belong there. So that's it. So it's just keeping good time. It just need a little going back, a little tickle, which I will do. I'll show you on my wrist in a minute, and I hope you liked it. Sorry I've been away for a while, but I'm sure you haven't missed me too much. And yeah, here's to the next one, which should be something nice. So here we are. Maybe. That was pretty cool, doesn't it? It really does. And those gold hands just suit it perfectly. So thanks for watching. Hope you've made it to the end. And if so, drop us a like. I'd appreciate it. And thank you very much. And good night. God bless.